I'm sweating balls again. But you know how I love to commit to a bit, and any chance to get into this cosplay again. I used to be 20 kilos lighter the last time I wore this. Anyway, here's another long overdue unboxing. This arrived a few weeks ago, and I've been saving it ever since. This is the 1/6 scale Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat by Storm Collectibles. I love me some Mortal Kombat ever since I was young, ever since it was in the arcade, the very first game. I remember playing it at the Central Market food court back in the day. That's when I first remember playing it. And yeah, been a fan ever since. And while there have been maybe one or two 1/6 scale Mortal Kombat figs in the past, I was over the moon when I heard about this. But it quickly sold out, and then the aftermarket prices were a bit too much. And then this one, secondhand, just happened to be $100 less than original retail, which, quite honestly, absolute bargain. And I had to jump onto it. Wait a second. I don't think I could do this too much longer. Ooh. There we go. Ooh. Yep, it's still summer. And, yeah, I thought, why the hell not? Let's have some fun with these videos. Let's fix the hair. There we go. Make sure there aren't any boogers. And, yeah, let's get into it. As always, these 1/6 scale figures have a high quality packaging, and this is no different from Storm Collectibles. I will admit that I struggle with Storm Collectibles just a little bit, or maybe a lot. I have one of their figures. It's the Kate Diaz from Gears of War 5, and I think it's great. The thing I struggle with their work is that they're so expensive brand new, especially considering they're 1/12 scale, and there are other folks who do 1/12 scale at much less. The quality is fairly comparable to a NECA toy, and yet NECA does things at a much better price, admittedly. And I got the Kate Diaz at a great price. But as much as I want their Mortal Kombat stuff, I can't justify those prices. As I said before, I got this for, I think it was at auction, for about $100 less than retail, which is great considering the aftermarket price for this now has skyrocketed, and I just So I was very fortunate to get my favorite Sub-Zero here. But yeah, like I said, this is a great bit of packaging here, and yeah, let's get right into him. Like I said, this arrived a few weeks ago, and I've been holding off ever since, just like the Admiral Picard figure, because I've had a few things to do, and also I like to relax a little bit during these warmer months in Australia. Oh, there we go. Let's put you over there for the time being. A whole heap of stuff in there. Looks like a lot of big accessories so far, not just alternate hands. Yeah, this is a very big box as well. The Exo 6 boxes, they're very slim. They don't have a lot of accessories, and I think if you were to push me, that was one of my main criticisms about them. But I think this might even be larger than a Hot Toys box. I wonder if I have a spare one around here. No, not within reach. Like I said, this is a second-hand figure. Oops. Oh damn! I almost tore the box there. Oh well. So it was already opened anyway. Ooh. What have we got here? Trying to be delicate with everything, but on camera at the same time. I get a little distracted, a little bit excited. Oh. Oh. Let's see. And boo. Yeah. Oh wow. I am already impressed. I will be honest, I actually don't recognize where this particular outfit comes from. The box says Mortal Kombat 11, but I again, to be honest, I haven't actually explored every single costume from 11. He looks like he's kind of inspired by a lot of the Mortal Kombat 2 stylings. You've got the quilted tabard, the knee and shin pads that actually look like, I don't know what, rollerblading or something. They look like real world protective padding that you can actually buy. Just like the much of the early Mortal Kombat costumes, it's off the shelf stuff. It's the younger Sub-Zero as well, because he's got his little facial scar right there. But yeah, this is gorgeous. Let's put you there for the time being. Let's see what else we have. We've got a whole bunch of hands. I'm not going to bring them all out. Oh, some ice blasts. I'm going to have to install some blades. Some shurikens? I don't know all the terminology, unfortunately. So yeah, tiny little pieces that I'm going to have to install on his costume. If we look on the box art there, yeah, okay. Let's install those now. It's 2 straps. I got to get in. Okay, there we go. I think that's that side. These look very small, very delicate, and let's be very careful with them. There we go. Very interesting. Hopefully all this PVC vinyl isn't squeaking too much on the mic. What else do we have here? Oh, that's an interesting looking base. Not even a... you know what? Not even a themed base for him. It's just I'm not going to say it looks generic, but it's not particularly original either. I do... excuse me. I do like the fact that it's got some of these springy clips for him to help. It's not just the usual crotch grabber, but I will admit to some, like I said, I will admit to some disappointment that it is not themed, I guess. I mean, it's a very nice stand, but it looks like it could be the same one used for every, well, if they do make more than just Sub-Zero and Scorpion, or they could use it for any figure Storm decide to make. Oh, now he's standing up. What else have we got? Well, I'll leave that to the side. A icy battle axe, which is actually really rather cool. Crinkly plastic, and finally an icy skull and spine. A part of me does wonder whether I like the icy version, which makes sense, or if... Oh, let me get a little more centering camera. Or if maybe a sort of fleshy, bloodied version would have been preferable. Maybe both, perhaps? I don't know. Alrighty, let's get some shit out of the way. Yeah, might as well get these alternate hands out. Sometimes I leave them in there just so I don't lose them. And there are a lot of multiple hands too. That I am impressed by. You won't always need them, but if you've got a character that has fighting stances or multiple things to hold, then yeah, multiple hands works very well. Alrighty, let's get you over to here. And yeah, that is very nice. This is very impressive. I'm impressed by the tiny little details. The head is a solid sculpt. I don't think it would have been too difficult to have a fabric hood, but everything else is fabric and it's really great. The quilting at this scale, that is actually very impressive as well. But the sort of multi-layered tabard top, I keep using tabard, I'm not even sure I'm using that correctly. But anyway, yeah, so there's multiple layers here, and it's great how they've been able to sort of delineate the multiple layers. This part here is cummerbund. that is plastic, molded plastic, with a bit of vinyl strapping around it for the for his little whatever they are. But on the back, the detail I'm really impressed with is how they've got the eyelets to strap him in. I've got eyelets on the back of this thing, and there's a big gap between them now because I have gained so much weight in the last 15 years since I first started wearing this. Oh, let's actually fix his posture. There we go. The corset details, let's put it that way. The number of times I've had to wear a girdle underneath my cosplays, seriously. Oh, I like this. Ah, man, I like this. That's a great expression. It's a pity there's no alternate head, but then again, what alternate expression would you give him? Because he's, you know, you want him to be... Actually, what do you want him to be? It's, I don't know, it's menacing without being angry. It's not default blank stare that a lot of 1/6 scale figures tend to go with. I like it. Oops, excuse me while I adjust myself. Oh, that is very cool. Actually, let's see. Is this... Which hand does he have? Okay, so he's already got a holding hand on him. Let's see if that's the one that can hold. It's kind of solid. Solid without being too difficult for the most part. Oh, that is very cool. That is very cool. I love that. Got some of these ice effects here, and I'm just noticing on the back they've got handprints, which implies these hands slot into, unless there's a specific one. Open palm, there we go. That's actually quite interesting. One of the hands is the fingers on it are quite flexible, and they fit, the fingers all fit into tiny little holes on the back here inside of a handprint, or the fingers and the thumb slot into there, and that's how it's held. Let's actually try that. Oh, okay. It's stuck in the hand. Shit. Oh god, are we going to have a problem with that? Do I have any spares? No. Ah, these ball joints for the hands. Once they get stuck in, I'm going to have to get a hairdryer. I'll do that later. Like I said, I'm eating up too much 4K video storage. Curiously, they are slightly different colours. They're slightly different shades of blue, and I'm wondering if that is deliberate or if something's happened to this. Something may have happened because I'm looking at the box art and they look similar colours. One looks slightly yellowed, so there is a possibility that, being second-hand, it was on display. And yeah, maybe the sunlight in the display room has gone to it. Or maybe I just need to wipe it down because someone's a smoker. The likelihood of me using these that much is very low, but still, it's one of those minor disappointments. I think it's sun discoloring, to be honest, but oh well. Continuing back on costume detail, yeah, the knee pads are actually really cool as well. The knee is separate from the shin, so then you can actually have all sorts of different poses. It's a double jointed knee, it feels like. An action figure like this, and I specifically say action figure because it is, it's a martial arts doll. It needs to be able to have that sort of range. But I also love how it's not just blue, there's a black wash on it as well that implies dirt and grime. Not so much battle damage, which is my default for something like this. I'd imply maybe these were made of metal, so I put a few scratches on the edges and rim. Alright, I'm going to go grab something, and I want to make a quick comparison with this guy here. Ooh. Like I said before, there have been at least a couple of 1/6 scale or 12-inch Sub-Zero figures before. There's a real vintage one that I would love to get my hands on. However, the one I have here is from Mortal Kombat X, and I bloody love this costume. This is the 12-inch Sub-Zero from Mezco Toys, and I was able to snag this back when it was still cheap. Unfortunately, it's very limited in its posing. It's not like a 1/6 scale where there's a lot more freedom to move things, to adjust things. You can adjust certain things in order to get him to balance and whatnot. But it is very, very limited. And just to compare, if we're kind of like... I'm making it as even to his base as possible, but yeah, his squatting kind of doesn't make up for that half centimeter difference in their height. From memory, there is another 1/6 scale Sub-Zero out there. I think that company, which I forget the name of at the moment, they also did a Kung Lao, possibly a Scorpion as well. As much as I love this costume and the detail in this particular figure, the Storm Collectibles one is a massive upgrade. Just looking at everything on offer here, Sub-Zero does fit in line with the original premium price tag, which is in line with other premium figures like a Hot Toy or an X06 figure. The quality is really up there. The accessories on offer, I think, are nice and detailed and, well, plentiful. I mean, it still doesn't compare to the 1/6 scale Leon Kennedy, which got everything, but it's up there. Not knowing the manufacturing processes that go into each thing, it still boggles my mind how their 1/12 scale range can be so bloody expensive at retail. And that's, I guess that's after you do conversions and all that as well with Australian currency. It does sort of annoy me that because Storm Collectibles have created this, well, I guess the fans of them have created such a weird pricing scale in the aftermarket that these become somewhat unattainable. And so I was fortunate to get this for very cheap. However, Scorpion, I've let that go through the keeper many times because it was slightly more than retail, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know yet about this. This, because it was relatively affordable, I took a punt on that auction, and yeah, I'm very glad I did. So now I would love to get a Scorpion to match him, but yeah, it's always that. Anyway, that is a bit of a long spiel to kind of say I'm actually impressed. And being a Sub-Zero fan, this works so well for me. It also reminds me that I need to rearrange and upgrade my video game collectibles section, which has been piling up for the better part of 24 months. And yeah, there's a lot to move around, to get rid of, and this boy needs to find a place amongst them as well. Thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it. As always, leave a like and maybe share it around, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And yeah, until the next unboxing thing I might have to do, yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you very much. See you next time. You know what? I almost forgot. This is almost like friendship. Oh, that is so terrible.